own man. So Birdman was able to, or eventually gonna be able to claim to get Thug. Thug was looking up to Birdman because he's blinded by, oh my God, Birdman is the guy who put on Wayne. I look up to Wayne. If I want to be the next Wayne, I got to get with Birdman. So you got Thug in the pocket. Thug gonna get down. You realize Rich Homie Quan is a good part of the puzzle. But Rich Homie Quan is not necessarily him, it's the people behind him. They're not getting down. So one thing that people don't realize, Birdman is one of the smartest niggas possibly. He got the fuck. He popped in Atlanta. All that slime shit, all that this. He was there doing all that shit, extra blooded out, throwing up signs. As soon as he realized he dodged that one indictment, and it was the Pee Wee Roscoe shit, he said, I'm going to catch all y'all niggas later. I'm a billionaire. I do not got time to be in jail. I'm going to catch all you niggas later. Peace. So, look.
Now, sitting here, do you know why that picture was posted to your son's page in January 2nd of 2015?
That's after Birdman meets Nut. Nut controls Rich Homie Quan.
I can remember, I think he just posted because he posted him, he texted him. And
Hold on, sir.
Oh.
Basis?
Speculation.
I stand the objection.
If you don't know.
Okay.
Now, in the summer of 2014, is that the only time you knew your son to be in LA with Birdman?
Yes.
Now, where's it going?
Okay.
Okay, let me skip through this. Okay, they have him in the sidebar. Here we go.
Now, leading up to January 10th, 2015, did you have any knowledge of your son being concerned for his safety leading up to January 10th of 2015?
No.
I will rule the objection.
Did you observe your son acting in a manner that he had concern for his safety?
No, not for his safety.
I will rule the objection. As Mr. Sharp.
Now, when it specifically takes you to January 10th, 2015, did you speak with Donovan that day?
Yes.
Did you all have plans for the day?
Yes.
I think that's the day he died.
I watched the playoff football game that evening.
And where were you going to watch the playoff games at? Where were you going to watch the playoff games?
We were going to watch it at a sports bar and grill on Memorial Drive.
And do you recall what time you all planned to leave that day?
About 8 o'clock that night, somewhere in there.
Was it just going to be you and Donovan, or was anyone else going to join you?
No, it was going to be some more people there too.
Okay. Again, so remember, this is 2015. So this cements that no matter how Rich Homie Quan feels, there has now been bloodshed. So January 10th, 2015, remember, Donovan Nut Thomas meets Birdman 2014. I guess they're trying to do some business. By the way, I'm no implicating Birdman or nothing. Birdman was just trying to get a musical group out of Atlanta. There's other things going on, but that doesn't work. Rich Homie Quan and Thug, they're kind of on opposite sides because Thug's people ain't really, and Thug ain't jacking what's going on with that. Also, there was supposed either some run-ins or some disrespect. Then on the 10th of January, 2015, and think about that with Rich Homie Quan's career, Donovan Nut Thomas gets killed, which means no more can Rich Homie Quan be around Thug. That music shit is over now. Somebody just died. You get what I'm saying? Birdman has nothing to do with this. Like, Birdman has literally nothing to do with this. I'm trying to tell you how there was a moment. Young Thug, this is a Young Thug thing, not a Birdman thing. Young Thug had a decent relationship with Donovan Nut Thomas. He introduced Donovan Nut Thomas, the guy who ran all the business for Rich Homie Quan, to to Birdman on a yacht the year before. So think about it. If the state is saying Young Thug killed, or Young Thug is responsible for Donovan Nut Thomas being killed, something went down in the span of a year that made everything go from cordial to kill that nigga if the state is right. We don't know Young Thug to do anything. And by the way, I'm saying this categorically, Birdman has nothing to do with this. He would have been indicted. Okay? So, that's the father talking. There's actually, I don't know if you guys ever seen this. This is the video inside the barbershop. Donovan Nut Thomas is outside the barbershop in front. This is when he's killed on January 10th, as I said, 2015. I don't think there's audio, but obviously the police have this video, right? So people are in the, and the drive-by happens. Now, I don't know if there's a video outside, but there is some type of other video that corroborates the vehicle used, and that's why they're trying to link that back to Thug. That's why YSL Woody's saying, yeah, Thug did rent a vehicle that looked exactly like that, but that was for me, because I wanted to go shoot some niggas. Whatever, right? But again, if we're sticking on the Rich Homie Quan path here, Rich Homie Quan is with some street niggas over this side. Young Thug, he a street nigga. Not saying Rich Homie Quan's not a street nigga, but Rich Homie, Young Thug is calling shots and doing his thing over here. When there is now bloodshed, everybody got to go to their corner. You can't still be like, oh, nah, we're just doing some music together. It's over at that point. It's officially over. So match that to Rich Homie Quan's career. It'll make sense. Gunshots fire, people run, kids are running. Damn, yo, gangsters don't give a fuck. They don't even care who's in the barbershop. You got little kids running. That's a little girl running. They don't give two fucks. So they then kill Donovan Nut Thomas outside. You get what I'm saying? This guy's smart. He's just like, just lay down, nigga. I feel you, brother. Okay. People are still running to the back. I don't know if there's still bullets being fired. But yeah, everybody's running away from the door. The drive-by just occurred. Maybe some bullets even flew through the window, but it don't look like nobody's hurt. At least in the barbershop, right? Then you see somebody pop up. These are all people of interest also people who came into the thing. I don't think there's no dead body. You see the kids kind of pop back out, right?
Meaning outside. Meaning that lay down outside.
No, I didn't see that. Can you rewind?
Okay. So now, and actually, ironically enough, this is 8:15. So the shooting happens at 8:08, and at 8:15, so literally 8 minutes later after the shooting, the police are there. The police are there pretty quick. Got to give them credit, right? Because you see police things at 8:14. So 8:08, so 6 minutes later, the police are there. I'm surprised the car got away if the police are there that quickly, but probably nobody described the car that was doing the drive-by, right? Like, you're not looking at the car like, let me just get the license plate, right? Niggas firing bullets. Okay, cool. And essentially the police now, yeah, they're doing an investigation. I don't believe there's any, or maybe there were footage for outside the barbershop, but clearly they're not going to put that on YouTube because that would show him being actually killed. So anyway, I say that to say within the Rich Homie Quan story, the Rich Homie Quan story is really tied very directly to what's happening with Young Thug. His career as an artist is essentially fucked up because he could no longer fuck with the Thug. And y'all tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong. Maybe a music video dropped afterwards with them, but it was got to be old. But we didn't see any more public appearances with them. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, and there was like a few other things. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now I'm going to play this. I'm going to play an end of sentence video, which is a Shout out to my boy 1090 Jake, but it has one of the videos I want to.
Man, what's up, everybody?
Now, I'm playing this because this has the video that I don't know who recorded, but it was Young Thug talking to a detective. And again, Rich Homie Quan kept it street. He never told fans why he didn't really fuck with Thug. He just made it seem like, oh yeah, it's because of the gay stuff. I'm not into that. It was never because of the gay stuff, right? Like, you know, everybody in Atlanta knew Young Thug was trolling with all the gay shit, and they knew he was a gangster. Rich Homie Quan, rather than run to the net and explain to the fans, yo, this nigga homies killed my man, allegedly. He didn't say it. Obviously, Rich Homie Quan didn't say that. He just kind of fell back and just acted like, oh, no, I'm a solo artist. He kept it really straight, because I would have been squealing like a motherfucker, right? Then a video comes out later of him talking to the police. As the police, remember the police was trying to solve Donovan Nut Thomas's murder for a long time. Because what happened after Donovan Nut Thomas gets killed, mad shooting start happening. And you have to realize some of the street niggas, remember, Rich Homie Quan was signed to Think It's a Game Entertainment, which was headed up by Fly, which was the CEO. They had their issues afterwards, but who was his label mate? YSL Woody. Now the Inglewood, was it Inglewood Family Bloods or whatever, those Inglewood Mafia people, right? Or Inglewood family people, that's Rich Homie Quan's gang, which by the way, they got indicted later. After Donovan Nut Thomas gets killed, I'm going to assume it's probably because he was one of the business people working with that group. He was putting money in their pockets, this and third. Mad shootings happen. I think the police even say like dozens of shootings happen, and they realize to properly investigate those shootings, they got to go to the origin. And the origin is Donovan Nut Thomas dying. They arrested people for doing the Donovan Nut Thomas murder, but they arrested the wrong people at first. And obviously people are dying left and right. The more time you get away from that murder, you're losing evidence, you're losing people who have credible memory, and obviously people in the streets don't want to cooperate. So they get to a point that Fonnie Willis pushes the button and says, we're indicting Young Thug, right? And we're going to bring this Donovan Nut Thomas murder as a part of it. Subsequently, after this happened, Rich Homie Quan was on a witness list, but clearly he's not a witness to any of these things. I mean, clearly he could talk about, I knew Donovan Nut Thomas, I knew Thug, but he doesn't know about no shootings, no street stuff. So they don't end up calling Rich Homie Quan to the stand. However, there is a video that leaks of Rich Homie Quan talking to a detective. And he's basically like, let me just play this.
Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rock.
Now, I kind of say this to say, and I know, y'all Young Thug fans gonna get on my ass and think I'm anti-Thug. I'm not. Young Thug fucked up a lot of shit in Atlanta because we get it. He was a super tough nigga, but he started doing all the super tough shit. You know what I mean? Like once you start making money, niggas usually stop doing the bullshit. Atlanta got so hot and the people around him start being looked at by the police so much, they had to pick him up. Do you get what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of niggas who they used to do hood shit, get super rich, get to superstar level, and leave. Right? I think that's where Dirk is. Dirk is left. Dirk has realized after his last album run, he's had pop level success. Why still keep stoking the fire in Chicago? You get what I mean? He's left. Young Thug just stayed. You gotta remember, in 2015, they locked up, like, they went in Young Thug's house searching for some shit. They found a cell phone. Remember, like, they had to throw out the cell phone? They were always investigating Thug for, like, mad, because the streets were talking. They were saying Young Thug was having his cronies, and him and his mans were getting niggas clapped. So the police always wanted to get him, but the police broke some rules too. They went into his house, and they didn't have a warrant for something, but they confiscated it and broke into it 2 years later and tried to use it as evidence, and Brian Steele spanked that shit. Yo, whoa, you can't use that. In the original warrant, you didn't say you could take that. Also, for the confiscated items at the time, Not only were y'all not investigating what y'all supposedly found on there, the judge had given an order that y'all had to return that. So what the fuck? So again, you know, Young Thug should have knew the police was on his head. Like, you know what I mean? They were on his head, right? Anyway, and by the way, I do think if you go down the Young Thug route, I think Young Thug finally started doing interviews. Young Thug was cleaning it up, honestly. He was cleaning it up, and that's why the indictment also comes down, because Fonnie Willis realizes that he's not going to give them any more easy shit to get him locked up. But he has a trail and a history of allegedly being involved in mad shit. So right when he's cleaning it up, they said, all right, since you're not going to keep doing dirt and give us more information that we could get the craziest case on you possible, let's lock you up now, right? Anyway, here we go.
Rocking with me, and for this video, we're going to be speaking on rich homie Quan snitching. At this point, I'm not even surprised. Not only has more paperwork dropped in the YSL case.
By the way, this is Donovan Nut Thomas right here too. All right? Look.
Snitching. At
right here.
this point, I'm not even surprised. Not only...
See? Donovan Nut Thomas is right here. This is him. I don't know what handshake this is. One of y'all gang experts could tell me what handshake this is.
He has more paperwork dropped in the YSL case, but an audio recording just dropped of none other than rich homie Quan spitting a whole verse to law enforcement about Young Thug.
Okay, so now, by the way, I don't know if he was talking to a detective or if, you know, sometimes niggas get around people and just start talking shit. I don't think this was was him talking to a police, but he's definitely feeling comfortable to talk to whoever he's talking to. I think people thought he was talking to the police. That's why they said Rich Homie Quan snitch. But no, Rich Homie Quan was venting about the reality of what was going on.
Then rich homie Quan spitting a whole verse to law enforcement about Young Thug.
So go back to that. He says after that, shit gets hot in Atlanta. Young Thug is moving around, isn't staying in Atlanta. Young Thug basically goes to Miami to let shit cool off. Now, the broke niggas, the YSL Woodies, are still in Atlanta shooting niggas, right? Basically on the behest of, or under the umbrella of YSL or whatever it is. But Young Thug, the boss who got the money to move around and got to make sure if you just clipped, allegedly, one of their head honchos, they want to get one of your head honchos, and guess who it is? It's you, Thug. So he moves around. Rich homie Quan basically confirms what I was saying. After Nut gets killed, he don't see Thug again because you can't be, this is real street shit now. Y'all can't do fake rap shit no more. He says the first time he runs into him is in Miami. They had a show. And he says, he confronts Thug and says, Thug, I'm going to be a man. And I'm going to just ask, did you have anything to do with him getting killed? Now, I don't even know why I even asked that. Like, it's not like Young Thug would be like, yeah, of course. I told my niggas to kill him. Like, come on, who's going to say that, right?
Right. So Miami was on the spot. I saw him. We had a show together. I was like, so I'm just asking yourself. Everybody been talking about it. I'm going to just be a man and answer myself. Right. It's crazy, man. There's no door has something to do with it. We just can't prove. Right. Point blank period. I ain't no rat. I ain't telling no. I'm just being real with y'all. I know how much I love Nut, man.
He says, we know he got something to do with it. We just can't prove it. He said, I'm just being real with y'all. That's how much I love Nut, man. No Diddy on that, by the way. But he's saying he loves Donovan Nut Thomas. He said that shit was real fucked up.
While it may be hard for some to understand rich homie speaking a language native to the streets of Atlanta, what he's speaking on is the very murder that would cause the fall of YSL.
I got one of the biggest bloods in America with me, my you did, Atlanta, Georgia.
This is the yacht. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jake got it. This is the yacht, I think Birdman's yacht, that he introduces Donovan Nut Thomas to Birdman. Birdman got to do business with him to get rich homie Quan, you know?
There are shell casings up and down the street. Now, I'm told one of the men who was shot, a man in his mid-20s, is in critical condition, but that his status could change for the worse overnight.
Rich Homie Quan's former manager, Donovan Thomas, who went by the name Peanut or Big Nut, was a member of the Inglewood family Bloods. His 2015 assassination outside of an Atlanta barbershop would result in a back and forth war between Inglewood family and Sex Money Murder. The majority of the violence will be documented in the YSL indictment. Prosecutors allege Young Thug was in communications with Sex Money Murder leader Kyle Ory, who's currently serving a life sentence in Georgia State Prison. Big Nut was said to have snitched against members of the gang, and prosecutors allege Young Thug orchestrated his death by renting the vehicle YSL members would later use to commit the drive-by that took Nut's life.
Now, Chad, if we really think about this, if I'm trying to sign you and you're signed to some other guy, and the other guy, my boss, is trying to talk to him to get you out of your deal that you could be in a group with me, and your boss is not agreeable. Usually what happens in normal business is y'all keep going negotiating back and forth. You offer more money or whatever, more favorable terms. Maybe you could get the deal done. The deal don't get done, so what? You wait till the person is out of a deal. Then you get that person when they're a free agent. Well, not in the streets. The easiest way is kill the nigga. And now he's a free agent, okay? Unfortunately.
After the hit, Thug and the alleged shooters would take a trip to Miami to lay low.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. So Thug brought all the shooters there.
Homie Quan would speak with investigators explaining he never saw Thug in Atlanta after the murder. He was going to confront him at a Miami show over the rumors that Thug played a part in Nut's death. Rich Homie would allege people knew Thug had something to do with it, but they couldn't prove it. He'd then say he isn't a rat and he isn't telling. He's just keeping it real with investigators. Rich Homie would also allege Thug was jealous of the relationship he had with Nut, as Thug wanted to control the Atlanta music scene and Nut was keeping Rich Homie at a distance from Thug.
Exactly. That's why when Nut dies, they eventually lock up wrong people for Nut's murder. Young Thug in his mind says, I got away with this. This is if he did. I'm not saying he did. So now Young Thug is heating up even more as an artist. A lot of the street nigga backing and finances behind Rich Homie Quan has dissipated. And every nigga in Atlanta, because you know the streets talk, they know what happened. They see that Young Thug is winning this, really a street feud. All the DJs stop playing Rich Homie Quan, all the street rappers, because somebody died. It's like, think about, and this is even worse. Like, I know we think about like King Von and, or say Durk and Youngboy, right? Like, a rapper can't really do a song with Youngboy and go right to Durk and do a song, right? And they're two niggas from two different cities. Imagine in the same city, and you're from the same city, you can't keep doing music with Rich Homie Quan if you're gonna be cool with Thug. And Rich Homie Quan don't want to keep doing music with you if you're gonna be doing music with Quan. So who ends up winning? Thug.
This wasn't all Rich Homie would speak on though. 2 pictures of the interview transcripts would make its way to News Made It. Rich Homie would state him and Thug frequented or resided in the same condominium leading up to Nut's death and that they were cool. But after the murder, they drifted apart. 14 minutes into the interview, Rich Homie would speak on his truck being shot up and immediately calling Young Thug, alleging his people were behind it.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that. Rich Homie Quan statements, News Made It. Yeah, let's see if we could probably find it some way. Where is it at? Statements, Young Thug shut up. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Is it this? No. There's actually fuck. I know News Made It got deleted a couple times. Hopefully somebody got like the fucking thing. Anyway, yeah. So remember, Rich Homie Quan, the reason why he ain't locked up on none of that shit, again, I'm not saying he not like that, but he ain't moving like Thug is moving. Thug is moving like Pablo Escobar. So they end up shooting up Rich Homie Quan's vehicle. Remember, Rich Homie Quan confronted Thug and said, "Did you have something to do with?" I'm pretty sure he told him, "Nah, nigga, fuck you talking about, nah." Then Rich Homie Quan vehicle gets shot up. So he tells the cops, "Yo, I called Thug and be like, yo, Thug, nah, bro, yo, what's going on, nigga? Nigga just shot up my car. Nigga, you trying to kill me?" Like, this is what's going on behind the scenes.
He then speak on his father's barber shop being shot up.
Then his father's barber shop gets shot up.
And knowing whoever did it had something to do with Nut's death. 4 months before Nut was killed, a gunman would open fire inside of a barber shop, striking Rich Homie's father 4 times.
Now, when we get to here, because that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody who's cool with Quan, but this is why I say that Quan's career is unfortunate. Young Thug was bullying these niggas. Like, this is why I love y'all Young Thug fans, but y'all be acting like this nigga's a saint. Young Thug was bullying niggas, having niggas under pressure. Nigga, put it like this. If I was Rich Homie Quan, nigga, I would have booked a room at the police station telling on Thug. The nigga killed your manager. The nigga allegedly may have had a hand in shooting up your car. And then your dad gets shot? Bro, they're targeting you. Nigga, I would be at, nigga, just give me a room at the police station, nigga. I'm sorry. Now, to try to make this shit 360, YSL Woody, Rich Homie Quan, barbershop. Now, we all know YSL Woody is a shooter for Young Thug. Why is he on the stand? Because after he done did a couple drills for Thug, he feels Thug is throwing him away. Thug don't fuck with him like that. He feels like Thug is acting like he's expendable. Keep in mind, Woody's putting his life on the line. Woody's like a hitman. Yo, if Thug say, yo, I need this done, he not asking why. He's ready with the gun. So when he feels like Thug is not valuing him as such, he starts to feel a way about Thug. He starts to low-key resent Thug. Then almost at a point start to think, man, I'm going to kill that nigga Thug. That's the thing. They always say, the thing about having shooters or your dogs, when you stop, that's why I said, a nigga's only as loyal as his last meal. If you ain't feed him last, expect no loyalty. Young Thug got a nigga like Woody who will kill a nigga for him. At some point, Woody starts thinking Young Thug is taking him for granted, doing too much, putting his life in danger and his freedom, and he's not feeling valued. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, he tells on Thug in a bunch of interrogation footages. So he tells on Thug. Thug gets indicted. Now, because Woody want to be a gangster snitch, he switches up his story and he says, oh, I was just lying then. Here's the thing about everybody who keep praising Woody. Y'all hear me explain it, right? I'm not in Atlanta. You think these people are that confused? No, nigga, you still want to be in the streets. That's why you're acting like you got immunity. You still want to be in the streets. That's why you're acting like the shit you told investigators weren't true. Back then when you were talking to investigators, you never in a million years thought they was going to be played in open court, and you didn't think it would be this viral. So here it goes. So now he's trying to cap about the Rich Homie Quan father shooting. Basically, by the way, Young Thug isn't, like, they don't have the things to link Young Thug to Rich Homie Quan's car getting shot up. They not interrogated, they questioned Rich Homie Quan. This is why I keep saying Rich Homie Quan ain't no bitch, he ain't no nothing. Because I would have made sure Young Thug would have been on death row. That nigga would have been getting a needle today with me with a smile on my face behind that glass window. Rich Homie Quan, he won't even tell the fans, like, bro, why y'all keep asking me about Thug? I think this fuck nigga trying to get me killed and he got my dad's barbershop shot at. He don't even say that. He's keeping it gangster. He's keeping it in the streets. Me, I wouldn't keep it in the streets. We keep it in the courtroom and the precinct at that point. Okay? So he's Rich Homie Quan. That's why I say you can't say Rich Homie Quan no bitch. Because he's saying he's literally keeping it in the streets, right? Now, police go to Rich Homie Quan. Bro, you're a victim. They shot up your car. Who you think may have did it? They can't get Rich Homie Quan on any signed affidavit that would put Thug in the crosshairs. Like, they did record a conversation, but it's just seen as an interview. It's not a signed affidavit, right? If he signs an affidavit, that's him snitching, right? This is him talking to the cops, probably like, yo, man, y'all niggas do y'all job, man, but y'all niggas know what's up the streets talking. You know that nigga, you know who did it. Like, that's what he's saying in that leaked video, right? He's like, bro, y'all do y'all job. Like, but niggas know who did it. But y'all got to go prove it. But he wouldn't give them a statement. That would be a signed affidavit. You would see his signature at the end of it, which we don't have. We just have a list of we have an interview that supposedly was taped, right? Which the police is saying, I had this conversation. This is good for probable cause, but we can't use this up to a certain point because the witness himself, who was alive at that time, Rich Homie Quan, ain't attesting to this. Which that's when Rich Homie Quan would have been used in this goddamn trial. Because if he had signed that statement, now you got to come in court and say it. Okay, anyway. So now, in the RICO case against Young Thug, they don't include a lot of the things that it's rumored or in the streets they've been saying that Young Thug try to get done to Rich Homie Quan, right? And this is why, you know, the new gangster snitch right here, who's now trying to like switch up his words, basically then says, I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in the state's case by acting like I'm the one who did the Rich Homie Quan shooting, but it was for another situation over some guy named Threat. Here we go.
You were asked by investigator Dennis about the shooting of Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop, correct?
You said when?
January 28th, 2015, during the interviews that we've been talking about.
All right.
Okay. The interviews that you've said you lied in, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask to publish DS-22A, which is States 378 Yankee Bravo. And the time is 7:24:00 to 7:27:30.
All right.
Man, first off, I want to say RIP Rich Homie Quan and condolences to his family. Everything that's been going on with Rich Homie Quan and the whole situation after his death. You have clout chasing, BMs coming out the woodworks. You have women like the Banks girl, Erica Banks, coming out and saying, oh, I was messing with him too. And then you have women in comments saying, oh, even after death, a man's still gonna embarrass you. Even after death, a man's still gonna embarrass you. The man is dead, bro. Humans aren't perfect. Like, everyone knows the rapper lifestyle. His girlfriend should have known the rapper lifestyle. Every woman that gets with a rapper, even a Kendrick Lamar cheating, he's like the pro, black pro, this, pro, that. Man, J. Cole probably cheated before. Man. Rich Homie Quan, he was really one of them ones, bro. Like, 2014, 2013, but mainly like 2014, bro. Like, Rich Homie Quan, Young Thug, like, they're really like running the world, bro. Like, Rich Gang and all that stuff. Man. It's crazy how people could just fall out just like that. And it's crazy how everyone turned their backs on Rich Homie Quan because everyone messed with Young Thug. And everyone who's posting him, that like if you're posting a picture that's older than 2, 3 years old of that man, you didn't really love him for real. Like, he went on interviews and he was open about him being down bad. He was vulnerable in those interviews. I bet he reached out to everybody. No one reached back to him. No one cared. No one cared about a Rich Homie Quan. But it's like, man, you gotta appreciate certain people while they're here, bro. You have to check up on your friends, man. And if you're addicted or hooked onto any single substance, bro, you probably should, feel me, go and get some help. Even if it's not for yourself, especially if you have kids, like, you're hurting your kids doing stuff like that because it's a possibility you could pass away. Now his kids growing up have no father for the rest of their life. No, their genetic biological father is no longer here with them. It's a sad case. R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan, one of the GOATs, one of the ATL GOATs, like, of the new age, the 2010s ATL GOATs, early on, undeniable. Him, Young Thug, started the whole new wave, like, the flexibleness, feel me? Man, R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. Tricious, please go away. Stop trying to expose this man. Let his girlfriend / wife or whoever she is grieve in peace. If you were a side chick and you never came to the public before, don't come to the public now. It's your boy Big Egg News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we're only human. No one's perfect, and I'm out.